Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk about the horse stance. I will show you how to do it and how to progress into it to gain strength, health, and vitality. You can benefit from it physically. For example, you'll squat hover over dirty public toilets for emergency feces evacuation. But it's not just that. This strength is going to translate into every aspect of your life that involves legs. Walking, running, jumping, hiking, cycling, swimming. Every time I seriously go into keeping up with my horse stance practice, I feel the difference in all these endeavors. If you do this for just 10 to 30 seconds a day for 2 weeks, you will feel those results for yourself. Big claim, huh? But I'll make good on it. If you think this posture is too difficult and you'd never be able to even attempt it, please watch till the end because I'll be sharing a trick that can help anyone get started safely. You can build from there. I stumbled upon the horse stance back in 2018 when I found the Wim Hof method, which is a breathing technique that also includes cold exposure. Wim Hof threw the horse stance in there and extolled its virtues at allowing you to withstand the cold, its inflammation-reducing properties, and also how it combats cellulite. Regardless of whether his claims were true or not, I liked the routine and how I was slowly able to do it for longer and longer periods of time. At some point, I have adopted it as my pre-stretch stance, but a few months ago I abandoned it for some unknown reason and I had to start afresh for this video. The most famous practitioners of the horse stance, which in Chinese is called Ma Bu, which probably everybody has heard about, are the Shaolin monks. However, this is the mainstay of all martial arts training everywhere because it builds incredibly strong legs, improves mobility, while at the same time getting you to work on your willpower. Different martial arts call it different things. It's Mabu in Chinese, Kibadachi in karate, and Shiko in sumo. But horse stance has applications beyond martial arts and is beneficial to general Joe public too. Be it gym goers, please don't go to the gym, it's a waste of time and money, athletes, and anyone looking to improve mobility and stability. That means us, people over 40. Now, obviously, the benefits are going to vary depending on how it's performed, your goals, and the technique used. All those horse stances mentioned are all a little bit different, and they are all correct in their own way. There is no the way of doing this, except, of course, my way, which I'm going to show you. Like hanging and squatting, this one too is one of the basic or primal human movements, and it's really important for changing height. And I don't mean just to look good in family photos with your mom, but also because changing level is an essential part of many sports and athletic pursuits. And a lot of us just don't have this ability anymore, but we once did. As kids. Again, kids have no problems with it when playing, but then, well, we send our kids to a place where they do boring, low-grade clerical work for hours and they are not allowed to move, aka the school. And what comes out of the other end is us. Who hasn't lost this ability? Well, people who are being paid millions of dollars not to. But it also makes sense that what was once lost can be reclaimed, like with hanging and squatting. Check out these videos, of course, if you're interested. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Some claim that this exercise is good at stretching your adductors and that if you progress with it to a wider and wider stance, you will eventually be able to do splits. But we're not going to be trying to do that anytime soon. It took that guy 2 years to do it, and I'd hazard a guess that he's under 40. So what does the horse stance do? What are the benefits? You are getting many benefits at the same time. It is opening up your hips and stretching and strengthening your adductors. Because you are consistently exerting the muscles to keep yourself in this position, you are building strength and stability in those usually tricky range of motion positions that are so important for, well, getting up from chairs and car seats and sofas and toilets. Oh yeah, toilets. Or, as the athletes and people who go to the gym would call it,
deep squats.
It is a fantastic exercise because as you're holding it, sometimes for minutes at a time, you're developing strength and endurance in the glutes, hamstrings, quads, and even the core. You're also going to strengthen your tendons in that area. Now, that being said, it's going to be a little challenging, especially at first. Now, how does it work? Many of the benefits of this exercise come from the fact that it is an isometric exercise. The muscles are contracted for longer. The blood flow to them is restricted. The muscle contraction squeezes blood vessels, and the waste products, metabolites like lactate and hydrogen ions, are stuck where they are and prevented from being cleared out. And the longer you hold, the more they accumulate and the more painful it becomes. Super painful, in fact. But nature's trick is that these compounds, besides giving you all this discomfort and pain, are a powerful signal for the body to adapt and get better at clearing things out. This leads to improved muscle strength and endurance, giving you more power there. Now, a little bit of a warning before we get down to the nitty-gritty. Let me remind you, do not try to do too much too soon. Remember DSY, don't shit yourself. You don't want to go too deep too early because you don't want to give yourself back or knee pain, do you? You have been warned. Personal anecdote here, I have been doing horse stands for a while. Then I had a break and now I'm coming back to it. And I'm finding them very challenging. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to play it mostly safe, and I'm not going to hold the most advanced pose with my thighs parallel to the floor, trying to impress you. There are plenty of martial artists doing that already, and I'll just borrow their footage. So let's get to it then. Each martial art discipline has their own correct way of getting into this posture and out of it. Each one is correct in its own way, but we don't care. We are over 40 and we are going to do that thing that the greatest martial artist of all time, Bruce Lee, has taught us, which is adopt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. A lot of instructions out there talk about getting into the position the 5-step way. Stand up straight with your feet together and there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But honestly, I don't know about you, but I've had major issues with my knees in the past, so I'm really careful with movements like that, and this one seems to be putting unnecessary strain on them. Just notice that this position gets you about shoulder width apart, and skip it. Just stand shoulders width apart. Just be glad you're not practicing sumo. Their horse stance is double the shoulder width apart. Because we are not at the Shaolin Temple or training for a karate tournament, how big of a step you take to the side basically depends on what feels comfortable for you. Some people in school say that you should keep your feet facing the front, but I say you do whatever you need to find a position that is a bit more comfortable for your knees. Now squat down, and you might feel you might like to adjust your feet by opening them up a bit more. That's okay too. Go with what feels comfortable. The important part is for you to watch your knees. You don't want them to cave inwards, like so. No. Remember to actively push your knees outward. Now pull your body forward so that your knees start to hover over your toes. As you go forward, see if you can drop your ass a little more and get your chest up so that you can get it in a nice straight line with your back. That's the position we want. And getting to that position can take some time, but remember, repetition, not aggression. Rome wasn't built in a day, etc. So it's absolutely fine to start with an easier posture, one that allows you to keep your back straight, and little by little, day by day, keep working on it until you can find yourself in that coveted spot. Remembering to pull your hips under you and your chest up. And always remember, don't let your knees collapse inwards. Those are the 3 things to remember. Tuck your pelvis, keep your back straight, and keep your knees out. If your butt is sticking out, then it may mean that you're going too low into the horse stance and you should back off a little bit. The same goes for the discomfort in your back. If you feel it, you're probably arching it too much. And what about your knees? Is it going to murder them? Not if you remember to find the right position for yourself and adjust your stance to your circumstances. Once you know where you're going, then you can try to enter this pose later the Shaolin way. Raise your arms up and touch your palms over your head as you breathe in, and then breathe out as you lower yourself into the stance. Breathing is important in this exercise, so remember to breathe, okay? Deep, focused breaths. So here we are in a horse stance. You can now enjoy its other benefit of building mental strength and focus. It's super uncomfortable and it doesn't take long for the pain to set in, making it very easy to quit. But each second is an opportunity to push yourself a bit further through the crisis. What I find makes it easier is to occupy your body and mind with something else, like the Tai Chi arm movements, or punches, or whatever else you can think of. Because it's so painful, and because it's so easy to quit, it is worthwhile to set a timer, at first of a minimum that you should last. Even 15 seconds, then perhaps as you're into days or weeks of this somewhat masochistic exercise, you can set it to something you think is outside of your possibilities. Put the timer out of your view and wait for it to ring. Fun, fun, fun. Don't be surprised to find that your legs start to shake. That's how much you are exerting yourself. And there are those who say that animals shake to release tension and that we can do it too to work through trauma on a physiological level. I find that this exercise recalibrates my perception of what is difficult, so I guess it's no wonder why they put so much emphasis on it in the martial arts training. What if you say to me, no way, I can't do it even for 5 seconds and I'm just going to end up with my bum on the floor? Then I say, I have a solution for you. It's a special piece of equipment called a chair. It's a super useful trick to get the feel for the proper form, even if you are very out of shape or way over 40 and haven't exercised like this in a long while. Or if you have a way over 40 mom or dad whom you'd like to take this tip up. Sitting on the chair is taking the exercise back to its roots, so to speak, as you are straddling it as if you were straddling a horse. So straddle that chair and face towards the back, and this way you have something to support you for balance. You can't fall, and the chair limits the depth of how far you can get with your legs. So now just spread your legs out and remember the 3 points I have discussed already. Tuck your pelvis, keep your back straight, keep your knees out, and then you're just going to do an isometric push-up. It's okay if you don't get very far with this and your bum may not even leave the chair, but you're going to get the credit for just trying to unload the bottom from the seat. You will get stronger from this. Repetition, not aggression. You can also do what I do and use your chair and desk. None of your coworkers has to know. I found this way of coming back to this posture super reassuring, knowing that all I need to worry about is hitting the seat of the chair with my bum. As you get stronger, you can flip the chair around, so this will challenge your balance and stability more. Hold out your arms in front of you or give them something to do, like with the Tai Chi-like movements. Remember, starting small is okay. Holding 5, 10, 15 seconds to begin with is quite alright. When you get to 30 seconds, you've graduated and you're on your way. Okay, so let's start wrapping up. It's good to incorporate it into your daily life. I used to do it for 30 seconds before my 3-minute stretching routine. You could also do it while brushing your teeth, or combine it with another habit you might have. Habit stacking it's called, I believe. Same with incorporating it as a way to have a break in front of your computer. The horse stance is a valuable exercise, but don't go crazy. Don't believe the YouTube videos that will tell you that it is the one. Adapt the practice to your personal fitness goals and physical condition. You don't have to train like a Shaolin monk to get the benefits. Start small and don't get discouraged. Remember, consistency beats intensity every time. You will get infinitely more benefit from even the shortest seconds-long holds than other people will get from long holds that they are not doing. And please remember the 3 important points. Tuck your pelvis, keep your back straight, and keep your knees out. Actually, let's do an experiment. Do this. Note your beginning time and then come back after a week or 2 and note your new time. What? Mr. Sendika, are you shamelessly trying to pull more comments? No, I wouldn't do that. Please do it because I'm really curious. And yes, also because I want this channel to grow so that I can brainwash more people over 40 to be fit and healthy with me. So, given this, how high or how low you are, it doesn't matter. Progress slowly, be patient with yourself. After all, you're not training to be a Kung Fu master or to go to the Shaolin temple. And as always, use your judgment and don't blame me. Your muscles might get tense, and if you have these things, they can make them relax again and generally make your life more enjoyable. I'm going to make a separate video one day on how to keep your muscles soft and relaxed using these. Oh, and if you're into these sort of poses, I made a video about the Asian squat. That can be your lesson too. Never mind, I recorded it first. Strong leg muscles will help you to go in and out of it. Go check it out if that's something that you might be interested in. Your life won't be complete without it. If you're enjoying the content, please like and comment because it really helps with the algorithm. Consider subscribing too. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.